चला लो इसमें क्या चला रहे हो स्टार्ट वीडियो ये वाले
was in the first in two volumes, whereas Mercury Angshayo Mungbhut Raja Kalasya Karanam. The origin of ancient Indian astronomy is closely linked with the growth of agrarian society of the early Vedic period. The Vedas indicate the knowledge of lunisolar calendar, intercalary month, and the division of the zodiac into 28 nakshatras. Later, it was Mayasura's Surya Siddhanta which had revolutionized Indian astronomy by introducing astronomical calculations based on spherical trigonometry and ushered in a new era of Siddhantic astronomy. According to Surya Siddhanta, Mayasura observed a rare conjunction of the sun was in the first observed a rough conjunction was the first year in Surya Siddhanta's 60-year cycle. Presently, we are following
ओबीएस पे जाओ वहाँ पे देखो ना वहाँ वीडियो आ रही है क्या नहीं अब आएगी ना जूम पे अब चलाओ जैसे पहले चला रखी थी जूम पे तो आ रही थी पहले बंद क्यों कर दी
was in the first degree of CE. Abul Fazl mentions that an ancient Turkish era calendar, also known as Akhuri, was based on a 12-year cycle. Ancient China also used the 60-year cycle, and the first year of the current Chinese cycle was 1984 CE. The Chinese cycle of 60 years and the Turkish cycle of 12 years are based on the Indian epoch of 6777 BCE. Under influence of Surya Siddhanta, Brahma Siddhanta introduced the cycles of 12 years and 60 years starting from 6773 BCE. Thus, 6773 BCE was the first year in Brahma Siddhanta's 60-year cycle, whereas 6777 BCE was the first year in Surya Siddhanta's 60-year cycle. Presently, we are following the Brahma Siddhanta's 60-year cycle, and 1987 was the first year. Tibetans also followed the 60-year cycle of Brahma Siddhanta. Abul Fazl refers to an astrological era of creation that reckoned when all planets were in conjunction in Aries. The Arab astronomer Abu Mashar, in his book Kitab al-Qiranat, says that the world was created when the sun, moon, and all the 5 planets gathered at the first.
Hello. Ministry of
Defense Finance, New Delhi.
Later, it was Mayasura's Surya Siddhanta, which had revolutionized Indian astronomy by introducing astronomical calculations based on spherical trigonometry and ushered in a new era of Siddhantic astronomy. According to Surya Siddhanta, Mayasura observed a rare conjunction of the Sun, Moon and all planets, except their nodes and apsides were in conjunction in Aries, Mesha, on New Moon Day of Chaitra month at the end of the 28th Krita Yoga. Software simulations using the JPL Horizons ephemeris system established that such conjunction on Chaitra Shukla Pratipada occurred only once in the last 16,000 years. That is, on 22nd February 6778 BCE. Evidently, Mayasura had personally observed this conjunction in 6778 BCE and referred to this conjunction as an epoch for his Surya Siddhanta. In the 57th verse of chapter 1, Meshado means that Sun was in the first degree of Aries, and Madhyagataha means Sun was in the middle of this conjunction of planets. The similar only once in the last Surya Siddhanta in 6778 BCE. Surya Siddhanta completes 8,800 years in the year 2022. Prior to 6777 BCE, a Yuga calendar of 5 years and a Chatur Yuga calendar of 20 years were in vogue. Ancient Indian astronomers revised the time span of a Chatur Yuga from 20 years to 4800 years and established a Yuga cycle of 1200 years. Subsequently, the Chatur Yuga cycle was enlarged from 4800 years to 12,000 years with a differential duration of yugas. Before Mahabharata era, the time span of a yuga increased from 1200 years to 4,32,000 years, and that of a Chatur Yuga cycle increased from 12,000 years to 43,20,000 years, with an objective to facilitate accurate calendric and astronomical calculations in whole numbers. It is pertinent to understand the evolutional history of the scheme of nakshatras in Indian astronomy. During the Vedic era, the scheme of 28 nakshatras starting from Mrigashira 11,200 BCE. At that time, winter solstice occurred at Mrigashira. When winter solstice shifted to Rohini in 10,200 BCE and Kritika in 9,200 BCE due to precession of equinoxes, the order of nakshatras was also updated. The list of nakshatras starting from Kritika in Atharva Veda, which indicates that the Nakshatra Sukta was written when winter solstice had shifted to Kritika. When winter solstice again shifted, a change in the scheme of nakshatras has been considered as the beginning of the 7th Manvantara. Thus, the first Krita Yuga of the 7th Manvantara commenced in 7,300 latitudinal data by varying ecliptic obliquity, ecliptic node location, and ecliptic sync together with proper motion. Sri Anil Narayanan demonstrated that a match for the Surya Siddhanta latitudinal data was obtained in the time frame 7,300 BCE. Therefore, Mayasura was the real father of trigonometry.